If you need help to get through a temporary crisis, who would you call? Your mom? Your sister? A family friend? A lot of us have people we can call in an emergency to look after our kids for a few days, a weekend, maybe more. But a lot more families than you think don't have anybody they can call. And in a crisis, that adds stress on top of stress. Safe Families helps parents who need support or a safe place for their kids to stay so they can secure stable housing, have surgery, go get well in rehab, finish school, and more. It creates space for them to take some short-term action now that will put their family on a more stable, long-term path for the future.
I was currently experiencing homelessness. Thankfully, I had a car, but still, I wouldn't want my son to have to sleep in a car. I don't think any mother would want their child to sleep in a car. At the time, I didn't have any family or friends that could help me or help with my situation. And I reached out and I said, hey, is there any way that you guys can help? And they said, yeah, we have this program called Safe Families. I was feeling very scared. I was feeling hopeless. I definitely feel like once Kristen informed me that she could have a hosting family as soon as the next day, I felt relieved. Knowing that help was on the way was so relieving, and it has really opened my eyes to just how amazing people can really be.
Coming from where I come from, I don't really have a lot of family that will make you feel comfortable and make you feel that your children are safe with them. And so they make me completely comfortable where I don't really have to worry about my children being in harm's way. And so I'm able to know that he's having fun, and it makes me just feel really good, to have that support around me.
Before I met the Harrisons, I didn't think I was ready to be a mother. I was scared. I didn't have no place to go. I was jumping from couch to couch, and I didn't want to be in a situation where I wouldn't have a home for my child, my newborn child. And I was afraid that DCYF would step in because I was bouncing from couch to couch, trying to find a place for me and my soon-to-be born child.
Rooted in faith, Safe Families is fueled by radical hospitality, disruptive generosity, and intentional compassion. Radical hospitality, because this isn't a program. It's a ministry that runs on volunteers who decided this is how we want to love our neighbors, by being safe for someone who needs safety, by being stability, a home base, even a family when someone needs it most. Disruptive generosity, because helping this way means opening the four walls of your home, maybe even opening your idea of who is part of your family. Giving this way changes lives, including yours. And intentional compassion, because you gotta love like you mean it. You gotta want to see the world through someone else's eyes, walk a mile in their shoes, knowing parents want for their kids the same things you want for yours. So how can we get there together?
There are a lot of different reasons that people rely on Safe Families. It ranged from mom needing daycare for just a couple weekends until she found something more stable. We've had some serious illness with parents that they just needed that extra support for their child. And job changes, housing changes. Everyone has a core need for a connection and to feel that sense of belonging. The fact that we can turn outward and offer that to a community, to our neighbors, and to fellow parents, because we're all doing our best to raise our children. And that's how I look at the families we've served, that they are parents too, doing their best.
Safe Families for Children is a program for families who are just kind of missing apiece. In our experience, it's been a lot of single moms who just desperately need something in their lives so that they can best care for their children. And it's great because they can turn to Safe Families for a safe place for their child to go while they can kind of figure out the pieces that they need to put back together in their lives, be it transportation or a house or a job, so that they can reunite with their child and be the best parent that they can be.
Gives the parent the opportunity to know that their kid is well cared for and concentrate on getting that job and getting that home so they can have their kid back in a stable situation.
Mm-hmm. And knowing that your child is, or children are loved and well cared for, and you don't have to worry about them, is a huge stress reliever. Gives them opportunity to, just take a moment and say, what do I need to be doing now to make my future better? They're either new to the area and don't know anybody, or they're not connected to a local church, or they don't have family in the area. And Safe Families then takes not just those of us who are hosting, but the family friends and the staff who are helping the parent to become their support system, their forever family.
Safe Families is families helping families. It's an opportunity for Christians to be Jesus with skin on for somebody who needs help.
I would imagine that as a parent, you're just fearful. Every parent's first desire is to help their child be safe, to provide safety for their child. And when you're in a situation where you feel like you can't, I think that it places a parent in a really dangerous moment. That I would imagine that that's times when tempers could flare or stress can just reach a level where they're just not even available. So Safe Families steps in and says, we can help you through this crisis. And it ends up being a beautiful moment for everybody involved, not just the family in crisis, but the family that's opened their home as well.
Who does Safe Families for Children help? It helps children, of course. But the bigger picture is the circle of support that comes alongside parents with support and coaching tailored to their situation. Safe Families is a network of volunteers, but don't forget, this is voluntary for parents too. They may learn about Safe Families through a referring agency, but they decide if what Safe Families offers is right for them, their children, and the situation they're facing. These parents love their children and are doing their best to manage challenging circumstances. They just need some help to get through a tough spot. So Safe Families isn't just about how we can help their child. There's also the parent-to-parent element. How can we wrap around this parent with love and deep connection so they're not going through this hard time alone? This is always to strengthen the family, keeping parents and children connected through a crisis and helping them achieve greater stability for the future. If you're ready to take the next step toward becoming a Safe Families volunteer, please go to bethany.org/safefamilies to get started. Or join me for the next video where we'll talk more about what Safe Families volunteers do.